You have no time to keep delaying your dreams because you are afraid of being seen in process. You have no time to keep editing what needs to be released. You have no time to keep hiding behind preparation. You have no time to keep saying one day when today has enough room for one step. Perfect may never come, but progress can start today. Courage can start today. Action can start today. Growth can start today. The beginning may be messy. The step may be small. The plan may still need work. But do not let imperfect beginnings make you miss powerful possibilities.
Who am I? Yeah, I'm more than the pain, more than the pride. Who am I? Walking in purpose, no mask, no disguise. This is my voice, my rise, my life. Welcome to Who Am I?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Who Am I podcast. But before we get into today's Midweek Motivation, let me check on you. What have you been waiting to start? What have you been delaying because it does not feel ready yet? What idea have you been sitting on? What dream have you been polishing in private but never releasing? What step have you been postponing because you keep telling yourself, I just need a little more time? Let's be honest. Sometimes we are not waiting because it is not time. Sometimes we are waiting because we are afraid it will not be perfect. We want the perfect plan, the perfect confidence, the perfect setup, the perfect support, the perfect money, the perfect moment, the perfect feeling. But while we are waiting on perfect, life keeps moving. So take a breath. And ask yourself this question. Have I been preparing or have I been hiding behind preparation? See, here is something to think about. What if perfection has been delaying the very purpose you are praying to walk in? What if the thing you keep calling not ready is actually ready enough to begin? What if the delay is not about timing, but fear? Because perfection can sound wise. It says, wait until you know more, wait until it looks better, wait until you feel more confident, wait until everything is lined up. But sometimes perfection is sometimes perfection is just procrastination wearing a nice outfit. Sometimes perfection is just procrastination wearing a nice outfit. And today's episode is called No Time to Wait for Perfect. No time to wait for perfect. Because perfect has kept too many people from starting. Perfect has buried too many dreams. Perfect has delayed too many callings. And today we are choosing progress. Not perfect progress, just progress. So welcome back to the Midweek Motivation on the Who Am I podcast, where we pause, reflect, reset, and become who we were created to be. And today we're talking about starting before everything feels ready. We're talking about courage. We're talking about action. We're talking about choosing moments over hesitation, because the truth is, most people do not start with perfect conditions. They start with a small step. They start nervous. They start uncertain. They start with questions. They start with what they have. They start before they feel fully qualified. And somewhere along the way, confidence starts to grow. See, confidence is not always something you have before you begin. Sometimes confidence is something you build because you began. See, perfect can become a prison. Perfect can become a prison. See, perfection looks good on the outside, but it can become a prison. It keeps you editing forever, planning forever, researching forever, thinking forever, talking forever, waiting forever. You keep saying, I'm almost ready, but almost ready can become a hiding place. And the longer you wait, the louder fear becomes. Fear starts asking, what if they do not like it? What if it fails? What if it looks foolish? What if I am not good enough? What if somebody else is already doing it better? But let me remind you, you do not have to be perfect to be effective. You do not have to know everything to start something. Sometimes your courage, sometimes your courage is more powerful than your comfort. Sometimes your obedience is more important than your polish. Sometimes your beginning is exactly what your future needs. So progress teaches what perfection delays. Progress teaches what perfection delays. See, perfection keeps you stuck in theory. Progress teaches you through movement. You learn by starting, you grow by doing, you improve by showing up. You get closer as you move, you build strength by taking the step. Think about it. You did not learn to walk by waiting until your steps were perfect. You failed, you wobbled, you got back up, you tried again. That is how growth works. And sometimes we forget that life works the same way. Your first attempt may not be your best attempt, but it may be the attempt that teaches you how to get better. Your first episode may not be perfect. Your first business idea may need work. Your first conversation may feel awkward. Your first step may feel shaky, but shaky does not mean wrong. Shaky may just mean you are finally moving. And movement creates momentum. See, courage moves before comfort ever shows up. Courage moves before comfort ever shows up. And see, a lot of people are waiting to feel brave before they move. But courage does not always feel strong. Sometimes courage feels like nervous hands. Sometimes courage feels like a shaky voice. Sometimes courage feels like sending the email even though your heart is pounding. Sometimes courage feels like recording the message even though you wonder if anybody will listen. Sometimes courage feels like applying, trying, speaking, building, forgiving, changing, or starting while fear is still in the room. See, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is refusing to let fear make the final decision. You may not feel ready, but you can still take the step. You may not feel qualified, but you can still learn. You may not have every answer, but you can still begin. You may not be perfect, but you are not powerless. Start with what you have. And see, one of the biggest excuses we use is, I do not have enough. Not enough time, not enough money, not enough support, not enough knowledge, not enough experience, not enough confidence. But sometimes God is not asking you to start with what you wish you had. He is asking you to start with what is already in your hand. Start with 10 minutes, start with one page, start with one phone call, start with one prayer, one walk, one boundary, start with one decision, start with one small act of obedience. You do not need the whole staircase. You need the next step. You do not need the whole plan. You need the next move. You do not need perfect conditions. You don't. You need a willing heart and enough courage to begin, because small starts can become powerful stories. See, done can be better than perfect. Hear me clearly. This does not mean be careless. It does not mean you put out anything. It does not mean ignore excellence. Excellence matters, preparation matters, growth matters, but excellence and perfection are not the same thing. Excellence says, I will give my best. Perfection says, if it is not flawless, I cannot move. Excellence builds, perfection freezes. Excellence builds, perfection freezes. Excellence grows with feedback. Perfection fears feedback. Excellence says, I am learning. Perfection says, I cannot be seen until I am complete. But some things will not become better until you release them, try them, test them, and grow from them. See, done with purpose is better than perfect in hiding. A step taken in faith is better than a plan that never leaves the notebook. A rough beginning is better than a dream that never begins at all. So take a deep breath. Oh my God, that feels so good. Let's take one more deep breath. And say this with me. I have no time to wait for perfect. I choose progress over perfection. I choose courage over fear. I choose movement over hesitation. I can start with what I have. I can learn as I grow. I will take the next step. I take one more breath. Take one more breath. See, that breath is your reminder. You do not have to have it all figured out to move forward. You just have to begin. And listen, you have no time to wait for perfect. You have no time to keep delaying your dreams because you are afraid of being seen in process. You have no time to keep editing what needs to be released. You have no time to keep hiding behind preparation. You have no time to keep saying one day when today has enough room for one step. Perfect may never come, but progress can start today. Courage can start today. Action can start today. Growth can start today. The beginning may be messy. The step may be small. The plan may still need work. But do not let imperfect beginnings make you miss powerful possibilities. This has been your midweek motivation, reminding you, you do not have to be perfect to start. You do not have to feel ready to move. You do not have to have all the answers to take the next step. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can, because the life you keep waiting to build may be waiting on you to stop waiting for perfect. So before we move forward, I want you to pause for just a moment. Take a breath. Wherever you are, whatever you're carrying, this next part is for you. Let's speak life over ourselves out loud if you can, because what we say in this moment has the power to shift how we walk into the rest of our day. So let's begin with our affirmation. I am not defined by my past or limited by my mistakes. I am growing, learning, and becoming who I was created to be. I have values beyond titles, roles, and expectations. I choose honesty over fear and growth over comfort. I am allowed to change, heal, and evolve. I walk with purpose, clarity, and courage. I am becoming more aligned with my true self every day, and who I am is enough. So as we close today's episode, I want to thank you for taking this time for yourself. If something you heard inspired you, challenged you, or made you pause and reflect, please don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with someone who may need it. Invite them into this conversation. See, this podcast grows when we grow together. I cannot do this without you. See, we grow together through shared stories, honest reflections, and real connections. Every listen, every share, every conversation helps create a community rooted in purpose, rooted in love, rooted in hope, rooted in faith, rooted in trust and truth. So until next time, keep reflecting, keep becoming, and remember, you matter. This is the Who Am I podcast, and let's walk this journey together.
Who am I? Yeah, I'm more than the pain, more than the pride. Who am I? Walking in purpose, no mask, no disguise. This is my voice, my rise, my life. Welcome to Who Am I?